money, wealth, power, alcohol. Today, guys, I'm going to be breaking down 10 extremely wealthy sober celebrities. Let's do this. At number 1, we've got John D. Rockefeller. Net worth $423 billion. John D. Rockefeller is considered as one of the greatest businessmen of all time. Being born into a poor family, he was able to overcome all odds and went from being a bookkeeper's assistant to signing multiple business partnerships at the age of 20. In 1870, John started the Standard Oil Company. The growth of the company was difficult as the oil refinery business was very competitive, and at some point John had to take out multiple loans just to keep it running. Now, despite all of that, he was able to grow Standard Oil Company to own over 90% of all oil refineries in the US of A, becoming the most profitable company in the country and the entire world. At the peak of his career, John D. Rockefeller was worth over $900 million, equating to $423 billion in today's dollars accounted for inflation. John was the first billionaire in the US and the richest businessman of all time. Despite the controversial business practices that John D. Rockefeller used to grow Standard Oil Company, he was a kind man. Between 1855 to 1934, all of his donations added up to $530,853,632, of which the greater amount went to 4 foundations that he established for the purpose of handling his charities. They were the Rockefeller Institute for Medical Research, the Rockefeller Foundation, the Laura Spelman Rockefeller Memorial, in memory of his wife, and the General Education Board. The University of Chicago was another large beneficiary. Throughout his long life, John D. Rockefeller has always remained sober. Though he was a very religious man, his main motivation for not consuming alcohol or smoking was to preserve his health. And his persistence paid off. John lived a happy and long life, passing away at the astounding age of 97. At number 2, we've got Warren Buffett. Net worth $108.7 billion. Warren Buffett is another big known name on this list, just like John D. Rockefeller. Warren also distanced himself from alcohol and smoking his entire life to preserve his health. Warren spends a lot of his time preaching the importance of mental and physical health in business performance. He believes that his health is what sets him above all of his competitors. For those of you who don't know, Warren made most of his fortune in stocks. He entered the investing world at the age of 11 with the small savings that he collected from doing odd jobs. His fortune continued to grow throughout the years, and in 1962 he purchased Berkshire Hathaway, which was a textile company at the time. Nowadays, Berkshire Hathaway is a multinational conglomerate company, owning stocks in some of the world's most prestigious businesses. Buffett highlights the importance of keeping healthy by asking college students to imagine a genie granting them the car of their dreams when they are 16 years old, but then at the same time he also tells them that this is the only car that they will ever have. I would baby that car because it would have to last a lifetime. That's exactly the position that you are in concerning your mind and body, he told the publication in 2009. At number 3, we've got Howard Hughes. Net worth $6.74 billion. Unlike Warren Buffett and John D. Rockefeller, Howard Hughes is no rags to riches story. Howard was born in a wealthy family and had all of the opportunity that he needed to become a billionaire. At the peak of his career, Howard was a reclusive billionaire, airline owner, aviator, government contractor, and film producer. He owned 6 casinos on the Las Vegas Strip, as well as other hotel casinos and businesses around the state. Hughes frequently exhibited compulsive behavior, using paper tissues on doorknobs and telephones as he had a fear of germs. In 1960s, he became reclusive when he moved with Peters into a highly guarded mansion in the Bel Air section of Los Angeles. As Howard was a Mormon, he was prohibited from smoking and drinking. He abided by that rule and hasn't touched a drink in his entire life. Though Hughes was sober from alcohol, he did actually end up growing an addiction to prescription drugs. His addiction sadly only grew darker and darker as the years went on, and it is believed that he died from a codeine overdose. Howard is a bit of a sad and dark story, but from seeing how he lived, most people would not expect this man to be sober from alcohol, so we had to put him on the list. Guys, at number 4, we've got Donald Trump. Net worth $2.4 billion. As controversial as Donald Trump's presidency was, there are still some lessons that we can learn from his life and his business career, one of them being sobriety. Trump hasn't touched alcohol his entire life and says that he finds it very easy. He decided not to drink due to his brother, who has always had issues with alcoholism. Now, sadly to say it, Fred Trump has died from alcoholism too, which most likely also plays a role in Trump's decision to cut the booze. Trump began his real estate career at his father's company, Elizabeth Trump & Son, which he later renamed the Trump Organization. He rose to public prominence after concluding a number of successful real estate deals in Manhattan and New York City, and his company now owns and develops lodging and golf courses around the world, as well as many other kinds of properties. Trump rarely discusses his non-drinking habits. However, he once joked about it, noting that he had never had a glass of alcohol in his entire life. "Can you imagine if I had?" he asked. "What a mess that I would be." Gwen DeBlary, who wrote about Trump and the Trump's family, noted that the president realized early in his career that staying sober would give him an upper hand in the brutally competitive New York real estate market. When owning a casino, Trump realized the tradition of gamblers to consume alcoholic beverages. He took advantage of that by offering free drinks at his casino to lower inhibition of the gamblers, thus making them spend more money on the machines. Definitely gives you something to think about next time you decide to touch a drink or enter a casino. Now guys, at number 5 we've got Kanye West, net worth $1.8 billion. Kanye West is one of the world's most famous public figures. He is a well-accomplished rapper, singer, record producer, businessman, even politician and fashion designer. He is one of the most influential people of the 21st century in the development of hip-hop and popular culture. Kanye has had a long history of mental disorders and other issues that had gotten in the way of his life. However, only recently has he opened up about his alcohol issues. He admitted that he didn't know that he had an alcohol use disorder for a long time. It was when he started to realize that he was drinking alcohol for breakfast and taking a swig midday that he was losing a battle with the devil. "I never thought about the effect alcohol could have on my life. I was drinking on the red carpet and then running on stage a few minutes later," he said. "And everybody around said, nah, he ain't no alcoholic. And then when you get to the point where you're drinking Grey Goose and orange juice for breakfast thinking, nah, I ain't really no alcoholic." There was some vodka in the refrigerator at my office, and sometimes I would just go ahead and take a drink from it in the middle of the day. And I was walking toward that kitchenette area, and I stopped myself and I said, "Devil, you're not gonna beat me today," Kanye admitted. And it's something that we take on day by day. Every day that I don't pick up that drink, I beat the devil. West did take a religious approach to dealing with his alcohol issue, which worked for him. He has now been sober for over a year and can't be any happier about his decision. At number 6, we've got Kim Kardashian, net worth $1 billion. Now, as we mentioned, Kanye on the list, including Kim Kardashian, was a no-brainer. She is also a well-established figure in the business world and pop culture. "I go to bed when the kids go to bed. I don't drink, and I don't stay out late at night," Mrs. West said in an interview with Sunrise. Khloe Kardashian also spoke to Elle in 2016 about her big sister's choice not to drink when they were younger, saying Kimberly does not drink alcohol whatsoever. She's just never been into it. Even though Kim hates the taste of alcohol, like most humans do, she actually doesn't mind making a quick buck from it. If you look at her social pages, she can often be spotted posing with alcoholic beverages as a paid sponsorship. This exact action says a lot about what we always talk about on the channel, which is the conditioning of alcohol. It's very often that celebrities and well-known figures are paid large amounts of money to promote alcohol as part of their lifestyle. And sadly, they're often paid so much that they will promote the product even if it goes against their own values. Kim posting pictures of herself with alcohol can confuse many of her followers into actually thinking that to be this fancy and as glamorous as her, then they must consume this beverage, which is just not true. At number 7, we've got Jennifer Lopez, net worth $150 million. Jennifer Lopez is another pop culture icon on this list, and she is a well-known American singer, actress, and dancer. She was the first Latin actress to earn over $1 million for a film, and in 2001, she became the first woman to have a #1 album as well as a film all in the same week. According to Forbes, Jennifer Lopez is the richest person of Latin American descent in Hollywood and is the most influential Hispanic entertainer in the US. Despite all of her successes, Jennifer has remained sober. "I don't drink or smoke or have caffeine," she told US Weekly. "That really wrecks your skin as you get older." She says that one of the secrets to her beauty is restraining from alcohol as well as other toxic substances. Like many other people who choose the sober lifestyle, Jennifer focuses on improving her life daily. She ensures that she always gets 7 to 8 hours of sleep and allegedly works out 4 to 5 times a week, never skipping a single workout even if it's her birthday. "I love the way working out makes me feel, so I try to keep my body hydrated and well rested after every workout," she said. That way, I'm ready to hit it hard again the next day. I make sure I drink plenty of water, I fuel my body with healthy foods, and I make it a priority to get 8 hours of sleep a night. I also love to relax with my kids after a workout and share a healthy snack with them. I always carry fruit and veggies with me to give me something to snack on between meals. Now, as you guys that are regular viewers of the channel know, you'll know that I always say that it's important on improving your life in every way when quitting drinking. Working out and training was something that has changed my life for the better, and it has made quitting alcohol so much better. And since stopping, I've been able to focus on my training more seriously, and the results that I see in the gym now are just miles ahead of what it was like when I was drinking. Now, if you are interested in any kind of training or, doing sports or anything like that to supercharge your sobriety, then click the video up here to watch a video talking about the 6 best exercise routines that you can apply after stopping drinking. Now guys, at number 8, we've got Bradley Cooper. Net worth $100 million US. Bradley Cooper is one of the celebrities that we mentioned in our previous Sober List videos. However, with his success in show business, we couldn't resist but to include him on this list as well. To give you a quick rundown of Bradley's accomplishments, he's got 8 Academy Awards, a Tony Award, 2 Grammys, and a BAFTA award. He has also appeared on the Forbes Celebrity 100 3 times and on Time's list of the 100 most influential people in the world in 2015. Cooper's early days in the entertainment industry were full of difficulties. He had considered multiple times to quit the show business, and his substance abuse have triggered thoughts of suicide. However, in 2004, he abstained from alcohol, remarking that it would have destroyed his life. I was at a party and deliberately bashed my head on the concrete floor like, hey, look how tough I am. And I came up and blood dripped down. And then I did it again. I spent the night at hospital with a sock of ice waiting for them to stitch me up. I was so concerned what you thought of me, how I was coming across, how I would survive the day. I always felt like an outsider. I just lived in my head. I realized I wasn't going to live up to my potential, and that scared the hell out of me. I thought, wow, I'm actually going to ruin my life. I'm really going to ruin it. He's found quitting alcohol beautiful and unbelievable, and he believes that if he wasn't sober, he wouldn't be where he is today. It was only after Bradley got sober when he started landing big roles in movies such as Wedding Crashers and, ironically, The Hangover. Getting sober not only fixed his mental health, but it also skyrocketed his career. At number 9, we've got 50 Cent. Net worth $30 million US, but it was as high as $150 million. Despite owning a liquor brand and being featured in a song called Hate Being Sober, 50 Cent is another public figure that refrains himself from consuming alcohol. If you don't know who 50 Cent is, he is a well-known American rapper who produced Get Rich or Die Trying, The Massacre, and other award-winning albums. Currently, 50 Cent has received 86 awards from 135 nominations. In his new book, Hustle Harder, Hustle Smarter, 50 Cent opens up on the challenges of remaining sober while being fully invested in his liquor businesses, which are Branson Cognac and another champagne brand. He writes, according to page 6, "First, I'll pour drinks from a bottle of champagne for everybody who is in VIP with me. When the bottle is empty, I'll give it to one of my guys and have them quietly refill it with ginger ale. For the rest of the night, I'll have that bottle in my hand," he adds. "I'll take swigs every now and then just to keep the vibe right, but I'm not drinking anything but Canada Dry." Also, what's interesting is that a lot of 50 Cent's songs glamorize drug and alcohol consumption, such as the song High All the Time. When asked about such pieces, 50 replied, "I don't drink and I don't use drugs, and I didn't back then either. I put that joint on the first record because I saw artists consistently selling 500,000 with that content." Now, last but not least on our list is Donald Trump's presidential opponent, Joe Biden. Though these two men disagree on pretty much everything, there is one thing that they both have in common, and that is their sobriety. Biden grew up in a house full of drinkers, notably his uncle Edward. It was his childhood and experiences from those around him that made him decide to stay away from the drink. He said in 2008 on the campaign trail where he asked if he drinks alcohol, "There are enough alcoholics in my family," he said in 2008 on the campaign trail when asked if he drinks alcohol. Osno said that Biden has made clear he believes there is a genetic component to this and that it runs in his family. It's not a leap to also connect this to the struggles his son Hunter has had with addiction.